Manny, the team's off to an 8-1 start. And when you look at this team, you look at Dylan Secura scoring power play goals, your offensive defensemen are putting up points, your checking forwards are playing checking roles. Right now, does it feel like everybody on this team, for the most part, has a role that suits them?
Yeah, no, I think so. Like it's, that's part of, finding the identity of your hockey team and putting players into certain positions where, their strengths. Obviously, a guy like Dylan Secura, his strengths are certainly our power play. A guy like Ryan Murphy, Jake Lecision or Jonesy, these guys are, they're really good are good penalty killers. Just like Ronnie Ronberg, he's, a great penalty killer, a good defensive player too. So we're trying to, put these guys in positions where they, they can succeed and where their strengths will really shine.
This felt like one of the chippier weekends we've seen so far, in just terms of the physicality. As a coach, do you like to see that? A, that your team can play that kind of style, and B, that we've reached the point of the season where there is some sandpaper now?
Yeah, no, certainly. I think it's. I think you saw that in the NHL. That first 5, 6, 7 games, and after that, a lot of those. There's a lot of animosity that builds up between teams, especially when you're playing them 3 games in a row here. So I certainly like it. I think it's a really good sign from our hockey clubs that when we have to push back, we'll push back in a clean and fair way, and we're certainly not going to be intimidated by any teams, and that's good. We like to know that we can play heavy also.
Jesse Granger from The Athletic has joined the chat. Jesse, just so you know, we're having some technical difficulties. This is not our usual Zoom setup. We're going to make the most of it, and I'm going to open your mic right now. You're the only reporter in the chat. So, Jesse, I'm just going to open your microphone. You can ask as many questions as you have.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Manny. I appreciate the time. I'm sorry if you've been asked this a lot lately, but now that you've seen him on the ice for a few games and a few days in practice, what do you think of Pavel Dorofeyev?
I knew you were going to ask that, Jesse. You know what, Jess? Probably the exact same that you've seen of him. Like, he's a good young player. Certainly got his skill set is really good. He's got great vision on the ice too, and I'm probably more impressed by his shot than anything. He gets it off really quick. It's a quick shot and a heavy shot too. So, so far, everything's been really good as far as his understanding of even the language of what we're trying to express during practice and during hockey terminology too. So, I understand he's also taking English classes. So, it won't be long before you could have this conversation with him. I think, Jesse, the way he's been grasping everything so far. So, no. Very, very, very pleased. For a young player too to come in, and you certainly want them to, get on their feet running right away, and he's certainly done that.
That's awesome. While I have you here by myself, just have there been any players that stood out to you? Maybe someone that you knew a little bit about coming in, and that has showed you a lot more, or I don't know, what have you learned about this team over the first few weeks?
Well, some of the players I certainly have a familiarity with, been working in the Western Hockey League. One in particular is Caden Korzak. I saw Caden last year. We played his team 4 times last year, and I knew he was a good player, but I didn't really know how good he is till I see him live, in practice, his composure. And also, as a 19-year-old playing in the American Hockey League, he looks like he's been here for a couple of years already. So that part was really good, but just not Caden. There's so many players that have been really impressed with so far as the speed and the skill that I've seen from some players, and not to mention again also Logan Thompson. Logan is really surprised me. I haven't seen him for a couple of years, and how much he's developed over the last couple of years. So no, it's been really good. Really, so far, I've been really impressed with the players, and especially their work ethic. Like in today's practice, these guys want to get better every day, which is half the battle.
You mentioned Caden, and I think he's a guy that some of the prospects, it's easier for fans to see the highlights and the flashes, but a guy like him who is kind of a defensive stay-at-home guy, he doesn't have as many of those flashy plays. So what stands out to you, and what should the fans be excited about a prospect like him?
Well, I think Caden has that potential to play at that next level on power play too. Like he does a lot of good things defensively, but he's got that vision that eventually that he could be a power play guy at that next level. He makes good first passes. He sees the ice well. He's had some outstanding looks to score so far. Unfortunately, he hasn't scored yet, but those will go in for him though. But I think he's got a player there that I think can play, on a power play and also on a penalty kill for you.
Awesome. You mentioned Logan Thompson, and what stands out to me every time I see him is just his energy and his confidence, and he's definitely having a good time out there, and he's confident in his ability. I feel like having a goalie like that can permeate to the rest of the team. Do you think the team has kind of taken on his character, I guess, or how is he helping the team back there other than just his play on the ice?
Well, his work ethic for me, Jesse, and the rest of our staff is that in practice that if the guys want to score on him, it's not going to be easy. And that's what we want as far as coaching as players too. Is that they know if they want to get one by him, they're going to have to really bear down. So that's something that we had talked to him, both our goaltenders right now, him and Dylan Ferguson. We just said, what we want you to do is compete as hard as you can in practice. Make it difficult for the rest of the guys to score. It's going to make them better as players and going to make them better as goaltenders. So, and you can see that right away. There's some friendly chirping going on when the players do score, and it's certainly coming back from our goaltenders when they stop them.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time, Manny. That's all I got for you.
Thanks, Jess.
Manny, we'll leave it there. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Lucas, Elvenes, you guys are 8-1 to start the season right now. Have you guys reached a point yet where you kind of show up to the rink expecting to have a good chance to win every day?
No, yeah, exactly. We know that we have a great team. We have all the four lines, all the deep pairs and all that. We know that we're playing great right now. So I think we always find a way to win and shut it down back in the net so that you can't score and all that stuff. So I think we're doing it really good right now. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
With that in mind, looking at the way you guys played this past weekend, you had the Pavel Dorofeev goal, but then you also had 2 or 3 scrums. You dropped the gloves. So does it kind of feel like you guys can win multiple different ways?
Yeah, no. Sometimes it's my first time dropping my gloves, so but it's not something that type of player I am. But sometimes you got to do it, and it was good for the teammates and all that stuff. And we all the 3 games, I think we played great. It was a good team we played against, and I think we started off really good in the first period and all that. We shut them down and scored a goal and all that stuff. So I think that's a huge part of why we're winning games, that we have a really good start.
So what led to your fight, it being your first one? Were you kind of ready for one, or were you 2 or 3 punches in before you realized it had happened already?
No, I wasn't ready. Everything happened so quick. So it was just everything happened in that moment. So I had to stand up for myself, and thought I did good. I just had to protect myself on that stuff. I had never done that before, so something new for me.
You guys have been moving the puck so well between yourself and Jack Dugan. The way you guys are able to find passing lanes in the offensive zone. Do you find it's impacting the way teams try to defend you guys, or are guys treating you differently in the offensive zone than maybe they were at the start of the season?
No, I know there was always some cheap shots, slashings and all that stuff to try to get in our head and all that stuff, but they don't. We always focus on what we're doing and all that stuff, and at the end, we're coming out as winners against them. So I think if you just keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to score more and more goals.
How has it been for you guys that, we talk about the goal scoring, the playmaking, but you guys right now are the number 1 defensive team in the American Hockey League. You're giving up less than 2 goals a game on average. So, that seems to me more than just defensive zone work. That seems like a 200-foot situation that you guys have gotten down pat.
Oh, exactly. I think we have every goalie who's been in net has been great for us too. They helped us a lot, so gotta thank them. And then we're in the opposing team's offensive zone a lot. So if you're there a lot, then you don't have to worry about what's going back home and all that stuff. So And then when we're in the defensive zone, we always we block shots, we shut it down really quick and all that stuff. So I think everything is on our same page. So we just got to keep going.
I know we got a few more practices or a few days away, but I'm sure you guys are already thinking about Colorado. What do we know about the Eagles, and what are we preparing for?
And we know that they have a great team. They have great individual players. So gotta watch out for that stuff. So it's gonna be a new team to play against. It's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be fun to be with the boys at the hotel for a bit.
With Jermaine Loewen, Jermaine, this past week against San Diego seemed like one of the feistier series you guys have had so far, throwing the weight around a little bit. Did it feel like it had a little bit more sandpaper to it?
Yeah, I felt like there was definitely a physicality presence that was made sure on the first game, and then the second game and the third game. So they definitely the battle for first place was up for grabs, and so they were hungry. We were hungry, and so it was just two teams battling it out, and it felt like a playoff kind of atmosphere out there, which was really fun to be a part of that.
Manny's mentioned a couple of times one of the reasons you guys have had so much success is that you have a really heavy forechecking style that you guys bring a lot of pressure. How does that feed into your style of play? Do you like bringing everything off the rush, as it were?
Yeah, no, it plays well into the kind of game that I try to model myself after. Is just a physical, grinding type of a player, and Manny's system helps guys like me gain confidence in that role. So I think it was we when we're rolling, we're really good at forechecking the other team and putting them at tough spots. So that was one of the big things that helped us have success. I found when we started to pressure them and press, especially in their end, the goals end, we had a lot of momentum and chances. So that's what helped us have success over the weekend.
I can think of a couple of instances this past week where you were with the puck on the rush and you just kind of just lowered your shoulder and barreled to the front. You're a big guy. Part of being a young player is part of it learning how to use that size and strength and kind of like identify those mismatches where you can get to the middle of the ice like that.
Yeah, I think that's the daily thing for me is to go to practice and work on those things. It's something that still learning what my body all can do. It's crazy. I'm 23, but I'm young, so learning what I can do and what I can do with my body, and learning that I can take the puck and put it to the middle and make things happen. I feel like I have more confidence this year in the ability to take the puck, and just every day the game's kind of coming to me, and it's slowing down, so I'm able to see those places where I can bring the puck and try to take it to the net.
I feel like at the start of last week, going into the week, San Diego was 7-1. It almost felt like it was going to be one of those measuring stick kind of series, and you guys won all three. So do you guys have even a better idea of what this team is capable of today than maybe you did a week ago?
What we're capable, I think we have. We still have a higher ceiling to get to. I think the Christmas in our game obviously can always improve. So I think playing those games against San Diego helped us kind of gauge where we're at, and we did quite well. Obviously, won all three games. So it's the things that we need to correct on those things in that game, and we're just growing through the things that we need to get better as a team. And we have a solid team here, and everyone puts in the work every day.
Jeremy, it's it's a weird season in a million different ways, but it's also just a shorter season. So I feel like usually it's around Thanksgiving that we evaluate that, okay, things are the way they are. The team is what it is. It's not early anymore. Now we're 10 games into the season, which is ordinarily early, but we're also at the quarter pole of the season when Friday comes around. So is this a strange year for evaluating progress, both as a player and as a team?
Yeah, it's definitely a quicker season. So you have to things happen faster, and the progress you got to make has to be quicker, just because of the timing and the amount of how little less games there is than there would be in a normal AHL season. So it feels like I just got here a little while ago, and look at it now, it's March already. So time's just flying by.
3 games to come this weekend against Colorado. Do we know much about Colorado just yet?
I'm not too sure exactly on them yet. I need to do some more studying on them, see what they all bring. But they're definitely going to want to spoil the party for us, and try to make it a competitive, because they want to win just as bad as we do.